Is this thing on? Welcome back to Big Mouth and fancy seeing you here in June. I very welcome my friends and especially my enemies. Come in, sit down, no touching. I don't do the touching. Are you feeling charitable? Then smash the subscribe button and the like button, and please do follow me on Twitter at Movies TV Man, and welcome to Monday's edition of the dceu Daily. I'm still really bothered and triggered of that portion of Mark Hughes' article. Should we call it the cartoon article? That portion that he dismisses any possibility of Ben Affleck returning as Batman. Do you know why this bothers me? Because Ben Affleck is contracted for Justice League sequels. Let's be absolutely clear here. There is no guarantee of Justice League sequels. But him and the rest of the cast are absolutely contracted. Those contracts are never voided. Everyone is contracted for sequels, right? Even Brad Pitt and Kevin Spacey, even Gwyneth Paltrow in Seven, whose head was chopped off, right? Even she would have been contracted for 7 sequels, even though Fincher had no intention of making any sequels. It's the #1 thing you do when you do movie contracts. It's been happening since the beginning of time. What is the fact about Ben Affleck's Batman? What are the truths here? Well, one way or the other, we're going to find out at DC Fandom whether he's coming back or not. The fact remains that a few months ago, he said himself he wasn't motivated for the role anymore, right? It's there. It's undeniable what he said. I can't pretend just because I want him to return, he didn't say that. He said it. But the situation was very different when he said it. Did he have knowledge of the Snyder Cut being released on HBO Max? Probably. So maybe he means it. But isn't it very short-sighted to dismiss these possibilities in this industry, in this entertainment industry? I think it is ridiculous. I've heard J.J. Abrams sit at a press conference and say, I am not going to be writing and directing a Star Wars film, only for months later for him to turn around and say, guess what everyone, I am actually doing Star Wars. That's the industry we live in. James Gunn was furious yesterday because there were rumours going around about a Poison Ivy casting, right? Is it true? Is he upset because it's a lie or because they've spoiled something? Who knows? That's the thing. Nobody knows. We all want Ben to return as Batman so badly. Well, guess what? He is. We are going to see the Ben Affleck from Batman vs. Superman, Dawn of Justice, in Zack Snyder's Justice League. That's brilliant. That's a win within itself. In 2021, we get Ben Affleck's Batman as he was in BVS, and we get Robert Pattinson's new Batman. I expect Robert Pattinson's Batman to be awesome. But what if it's not? What if everyone sees Batfleck in Zack Snyder's Justice League and says, damn, we need more of this? I've said it before. Nobody knows Ben Affleck. Nobody knows what's going through his mind. I remember that AT&T tweet when we were all asking them for more Batfleck. And they said, watch this space, or something along those lines. They weren't saying this isn't going to happen. Why would they? They're not dumb. They want to make money. How can anyone write off any possibility in this industry? We've seen so many things. We've been told so many times it's not going to happen. Then it does happen. So how can a journalist like Mark Hughes seriously say there is absolutely no chance of this guy coming back? You write about this industry. You claim to know this industry, Mark. Why didn't you stick to writing about cartoons? Why did you go there? I'll tell you why you went there. Because you were trying to get your friend, Jay Oliver, a gig. Good luck to you. I love Jay Oliver. If he gets this gig of adapting Zack Snyderverse animated features and TV shows, hey, brilliant. But that's not the point here. The point is that Mark Hughes knows as much as I do and as much as you do. Now, someone asked me about my opinion if I think we're going to get more Batfleck. And I've just explained to you, he's contracted for Justice League sequels. It's there. I don't think he'd be resistant to that, not with Zack being back. But again, let's be clear. If you want more Snyderverse, and it doesn't matter if we're talking about animation or live action, you have to subscribe to HBO Max. You have to watch the hell out of Zack Snyder's Justice League, whether it's a 4.5-hour feature or TV episodes, because if it's not a success, he ain't coming back and he ain't doing any more DC. It's as simple as that. There are people in positions running this thing. We're not running things. Zack Snyder's running his own movie, but he ain't running DC and Warner Brothers. And I think that some of you make that mistake. For things to happen in this industry, they have to know we want it. AT&T are a very different animal to anyone else who own a studio in this industry. They believe in customer and client focus. They believe in a good working environment for the people who work for them, which is everyone who works for Warner Brothers and Warner Media and AT&T, the telephone or the cable company or whatever it's called, right? HBO Max, they want a happy camp inside and outside. This is why they've become so successful. This is why they've made billions for so many years. Even though the entertainment media had them as some kind of Captain Jack Sparrow who didn't know what they were doing and were just kind of heaping up debt. They are playing the long game, as I mentioned yesterday. No, HBO Max is not Disney Plus. It hasn't got the subscribers of a Disney Plus. It didn't have a Mandalorian. Because of the pandemic, they couldn't air their Friends reunion. That was their Mandalorian. You think if that Friends reunion happened when it was supposed to happen on launch, that HBO Max wouldn't have beaten or equaled Disney's subscribers count? Of course it would have. And they've got another Mandalorian happening next year. It's Zack Snyder's Justice League. Do you think that everyone's going to subscribe now for that? No. As the buzz and hype gets closer and closer in 2021, they are going to get more and more subscribers. And this is what we need. You need to keep on talking about Batfleck online. They are watching. So do I think it's an impossibility for him to return and finally do the Batman story, whether it's a TV show for streaming or a movie? It's not impossible. Nothing's impossible. We just don't know. And sitting there and being defeatist and saying, why do you people keep on going on about it? It's interesting, after that article broke, we had John Aaron Garza, someone I've just unfollowed, by the way, so I don't respond to him, because I always kind of had a bit of a laugh with him on Twitter. But since the Mark Hughes article, he's been a bit too much to bear. So instead of me having an argument with him like I did with Davey Pienaar, because that really affected me, that argument, I thought, you know what, just unfollow. It's the best way. So he goes when that article comes out, I told you, I knew that Ben Affleck wasn't going to come back. I've been saying it for ages. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. Basically, he says something else, and this is why I unfollowed him. Yeah, just ignore the truth because it's about something that you want to happen. It's not about the truth, because, John, nobody knows the truth. And neither do you. Maybe you know a few whispers. Maybe Zach whispers little sweet nothings to you about this and that. And that's great. I'm happy for you. But you don't know. There's no way Zack Snyder has told you if Ben Affleck is coming back. He wouldn't be allowed. If he was coming back, he wouldn't be allowed. Right? Now, you're probably right. He probably ain't coming back. But there's a little % chance that he is. We're already going to see him in Zack Snyder's Justice League. That's a good thing, right? And that's the thing. I don't react well to authoritarian people who want to rise above you and tell you what to think. I'm a very independent person. And I like to have my own opinions. Otherwise, I wouldn't have started my own channel. It certainly isn't because I get a lot of subscribers and a lot of success and a lot of attention. Is it now? I'm not blind. The point is, if we want this, we fight for this. If we want this, we make Zack Snyder's Justice League a success. That's the only way. That's the only way this can work, right? We've got a Batman. We've got Matt Reeves is the Batman, and that's great. But these people, ever since Zack Snyder's Justice League has been announced, have been screaming from their heels about multiverse, right? Why do you think they're doing that? Because I've already explained it to you before. We are going to have more than one of the same character. Different worlds, different universes. I spoke about the dceu and Star Wars problem. Probably even Star Wars are going down the multiverse strategy. It makes sense. It means everyone gets what they want. Hey, if there is a multiverse, the people who love Rian Johnson's The Last Jedi might get that, and they might have that in another stratosphere, right? Everyone gets what they want. And us DC fans are going to get what we want. We have to fight for it. They know we want Ben Affleck back. Whether he is back or not, I don't know. What is my gut feeling about this? And again, this is probably wishful thinking. I believe that Ben Affleck's the Batman. It won't be called that, of course, because it would be confusing with Matt Reeves, the Batman, right? But I think it's going to be announced at DC Fandom. And of course, you have a receipt now to make fun of me when it's not announced. I understand that. But I'm a passionate guy. I think when I think about Ben Affleck's Bruce Wayne and Batman, for me, it is the best. I wouldn't tell you it's the best as a fact, because I shouldn't be running a channel where I, implore DC fans to come in and give me their opinions and listen to what I have to say. But in my opinion, he is the best Batman and Bruce Wayne. His Bruce Wayne is very, very Jack Bauer-esque, very gritty, very worn and torn, very cynical. And his Batman is absolutely intimidating. And it's a great way to have Batman. Batman should be intimidating. That's the whole point of Batman. In a lot of ways, that's what makes Batman a deterrent to the residents of Gotham City. And the kingpins and the gangsters. But they're not all scared of him and they all fight. Some of them fight him. But he's a great Batman. And wouldn't it be a shame if we never saw that again? I believe even the Zack Snyder haters love Ben Affleck's Batman. I think this is something that's in his advantage. So what's he thinking now? Nobody knows. What we do know is there's 9 possibilities in this universe now. Zack Snyder's Justice League proved that. So at the end of the day, keep on hashtagging, keep on fighting, and just remember, anything's possible. A journalist doesn't control what happens at AT&T, Warner Media, and HBO Max. Walter Hamada, Ann Sarnoff, and Jim Lee do. And Mark Hughes will never influence them. But you, my friends, and me, we can show them. If they give us what we want, we'll give them money. And that, my friends, is more powerful than a journalist and his laptop. Comment down below, like, share and subscribe, and I'll be back tomorrow with even more DCEU Daily. See you again soon.